What's going on, everyone? Charlie here. So last week I made a video called Get Ready for an AMC Run. That is still on the table. Yes, we did have a decent day, decent series of days last week. So we're holding the ground pretty well. But I want to let you know a few reasons why it didn't run this week and why I expect the run to happen next week due to some certain circumstances. Now, I want you to look at something real quick. I'm going to go over to Discord real quick, type in a command. Hopefully the OI for last week's still there. Okay, perfect. So what do you notice about the OI? It was very, 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 very hefty on the 15th of this month. Why is that? Well, triple witching. Now, most of the OI, I don't know if you noticed, but if you looked at the call OI, there was like 175,000 open interest down at the very last strike price of this options chain, which is basically just market makers selling covered calls to earn premium. Now, on witching weeks like this, the third Friday of every month, I would not ever expect much movement out of AMC or GME or any other meme stocks for that matter because of delta hedging. Now what they did is they stacked a bunch of open interest at the very highest strike, a bunch of open interest at the very lowest strike, which hedges them against any movement, which is why we basically saw AMC throughout the course of the week, other than that one day we had with a decent run of about 4 to 6%. It's traded basically flat. So let me go ahead and adjust these settings real quick. So let's see here. Okay, so we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green days, but there's more to come. So we have a bunch of indicators on Webull throwing signals. I don't really pay attention to them very much, but I thought this one was interesting. We have a target price of $21.25. The MA is currently at $22.67. So I expect somewhat of a run this week from AMC. I do, and I am holding calls for this Friday's expiration. I'm holding them at the 15.5 strike. If the price goes back below 15, I'm probably going to roll those and go a little bit more in the money. However, I do expect to run this week. We have the GameStop split this week. And yeah, I mean, I was always holding these contracts for next Friday, not this past week that we just had because of triple witching. So I'm not sure if you were aware of that or not, but if you weren't aware, market makers like to hedge during triple witching. So if you ever see a bunch of OI like that, that's not a signal to buy. That's a signal to avoid that week because I don't know if you remember last year on Bastille Day, same kind of thing happened. Everyone was getting their tits jacked for a big run, but little did they know it was triple witching, and a lot of people lost a bunch of money, myself included. So this is basically learning from that mistake last year. We've broken out of this triangle here, and yeah, I mean, I expect to run somewhere around this 200 MA. Basically, as far as your run ceiling, I would go with wherever the MA is at the day of the run. But let's take a look at one more thing real quick. Let's look at the MACD just to see what it's doing. Why is it so squished? Let's fix that. Okay, so MACD is still in its upward channel. Let's go ahead and go to the weekly now. See if there's anything else there. Weekly just spread apart there, not even looking like it's remotely curling back down. Let's go to the monthly. Oh, look, the monthly's forming a banana. Interesting. So, yeah, I mean, I expect to run this next week, so that's what it was all about. Last week I was accumulating. I actually sold a couple of contracts into the run we had on, what day was it? This day here, the 12th. So, yeah, just be a little patient. I do expect to run next week from AMC.